Welcome to Rehema House. This is Royal Court, one of the homes and the first home that the new girls get to come in. We call it our safe haven. The girls come and behold, there is all this beauty and they get to see the beauty of the Lord. So actually when the girls come into Rehema House, we say that we want to love on them until they love on Jesus. That is the best thing that we want to do when they are here. We just want them to experience peace, experience love and the beauty of the Lord, and know that actually with God, everything is possible. They tend to forget. This helps them to forget their past and the painful past and painful background they've had back at home. And so when they come here, they behold at the beauty and the love they get from the people. So join us in this amazing tour.
Yes, we're going to give you a tour today. And really what you're going to see here is a home. It's not an institution. Legally, we are organizations.
Yeah.
But you're going to see a home with a kitchen where girls learn to cook, and a playroom where babies play, and a sewing room where girls are learning to sew. It's in an undisclosed location for the safety and protection of the girls, so it's very secure. It's guarded. It's a safe haven.
Yes.
And we together, both organizations, Mercy House Global and Rehema House, are preparing to welcome 6 new residents within the next 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want you to really virtually put yourself in their shoes. Imagine coming from a really low place, right? Like probably the lowest that you've ever experienced.
Yes.
And this is where you're welcomed home. And so we want to show you what a girl might experience.
Yeah. And amazingly is that most of the girls who come to Rehema House have never seen something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come, things that we take for granted, like we start teaching them from the basics.
Yes.
You know, a girl coming in here and you have to teach them how to switch on the lights and switch them off. And you know how to go, this is a bathroom and this is how you flush it. I remember one time we had a girl who came, she had never seen a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And when we told her, you know, we were showing her how to do it. So the first time when she went to the bathroom and she finished whatever she was doing and then went and flushed, she ran away because she was like, where's the water coming from? You know, that was so funny. And so these are things that we take for granted. And sometimes also girls, they've never had a bed of their own.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in here and you give them a bed. Number one, they think like, this is my bed. They ask you that question,
Mm-hmm.
this is my bed, me alone. And then you're like, yes. And you come back the next, or you know, normally our house mothers take rounds at night. When they come, they realize that a girl has taken the bed off, the mattress off the bed,
yeah.
and put it down because they fear they're going to be to fall down at
Mm-hmm.
night. And so these are things that, you know, sometimes you wonder and we
Mm-hmm.
take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
But these are small things that they are very, very thankful for. Coming here and having to eat 5 times a day, coming from a place where they didn't have any food, you know, for them to eat is
Mm-hmm.
God. And they come here and they have morning tea, 10 o'clock tea, lunch, 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
tea, and evening dinner,
Yes.
which is so amazing. So
Yeah.
we try to show the girls love by talking to them about God, and but they get to see it and experience it
Mm-hmm.
when they are here. And so
Yeah.
welcome to
Yes.
a beautiful place that we are going to have 6 new girls, and after a few months we're going to have 6 miracle babies.
Yes. Yes. My favorite part.
Yes.
Yeah. And when a girl comes in, she's pregnant and hasn't had a chance to go to the doctor and is sometimes malnourished. And so everything that is done here is intentional. And there's a complete holistic approach.
Yep.
It's not just meeting physical needs, which you are meeting when you support the work of Mercy House Global. We are supporting the work of Rehema House. And so everything you see, thank you, because your generosity has provided it. It takes so many resources to provide a safe haven and a chance at a second chance. And maternal health care is one of the most dangerous experiences a woman in poverty will ever go through. And it's also one of the most expensive. And so there's not medical insurance. And so we're helping carry that burden. But when they come in, I remember the first, maybe 3 girls that it was an experiment. We didn't know if it would work or not. Each girl gained like 60 pounds because They were receiving proper nutrition.
Yeah.
And so the transformation is physical,
Yeah.
mental, spiritual,
Yeah.
really within their own time. And the program works. And so we're grateful.
Yeah. So when a girl comes in, the girl is welcomed with the girls and the staff. You know, we love dancing. And so we dance out here with them, and then you see the brightness. They're like, oh wow, all this because of me. And so after dancing a little, we welcome them in. We do some praise and worship as we thank God for their lives and God rescuing them. And then after prayer, we take the girls to the office where we get to share our rules, our policies, and we also get to ask them again, are you sure you want to be here? Because it has to be from their consent.
Yes.
You know, we don't force them to be here. And then once they say yes, there's a document they're supposed to sign. But before they sign the documents, we take them through the rules and the policy. You know, Rehema House, we give them a lot of gifts. There are so many gifts. But the first gift, which is my favorite part also, is the first gift we get to give them is a Bible. We tell them that, you know, this is the first gift we are giving you, and this is the best gift among all the other gifts apart from your baby. This is one of those special gifts because the word of God is there. We don't care what people have told them or what the world has told them, but we believe in the words that are written in the Bible. For example, some girls, they are told they're ugly or nothing good can come out of them, but the Bible tells them that, you know, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. When people tell them that because you are pregnant, nothing good can come out of you, the Bible gets to tell them, the word of God gets to tell them that, you know, God has very good plans for you. Jeremiah 29:11, plans to give you hope and a future, and, you know, not to harm you, but to prosper you. And, you know, the word speaks life to them. And that is the best thing that we get to give them. And we tell them that we want them to learn to read the Bible every single day. So once we are done with that, we allow them, we hand them over to the other staff, to the house mother, who takes them through the, you know, they have to take a shower, gives them good food, and then they are taught how to spread the bed, how to, you know, make the bed. Yes.
One of the most beautiful things that has happened here is a sisterhood has been created where a girl who in a few weeks will come in ashamed and disregarded and by the community and a burden to her family because now there's another mouth to feed. She's welcomed into this sisterhood. And so we've shared videos before of the celebration that happens where that pregnancy, even though it's a hardship and it was unplanned, and most of the time babies are conceived in a way that is traumatizing, that baby and that pregnancy is celebrated because every life is a gift, and we believe that every new life is a gift. And so they're welcomed into this sisterhood of second chances, and it's a beautiful opportunity to belong. And so I just want to make sure that we understand no one is forced to be a Christian. We welcome Muslim girls. We don't disregard girls because of their faith. What happens here under Maureen's direction and her team, they give girls a place to belong. And slowly through belonging, behavior begins to change because they're introduced to rules and guidelines, and like as a parent we provide that for our children out of love. And so they see that love, they receive that love, so they belong. Their behavior begins to transition, and then what miraculously happens, and this is all a work of God, they believe. That's not forced, but it's a choice. And so you have this beautiful place to belong. Not every girl believes, right? Like that. Not every girl believes, but there's an introduction and an invitation and opportunity to believe, because God does the transformation. Like we create the environment here, but God does the work.
That is it, because one thing, instead of going and just preaching and talking, us we don't do that. We act, and they'll ask you, why are you doing all this to me? Why do you love me this much? Because I've not experienced this. Then you're able to say, because God loves you. Who is this God? And that's how it continues. And they get, you know, they start loving on God because of the things that God is doing in their lives and the things that God has provided while in Rehema House.
Yes. All right, you guys ready for a tour?
Here we have, behind there we have our little garden, our kitchen garden, and then we have classes here, and then these are our offices.
And then more classes, a baby room, and then this is the front door to the house.
Karibu Rehema, welcome to Rehema House. We have our baby play area, we also call it stimulation room, where we have babies and staff. So during the day when the girls are in class, the staff take care of the babies. You wanna wave to us, guys? Hi, babies. Yes, we have the small little crib and play stuff in here. During the day. So this is one of the bedrooms.
This is my favorite. Love how fun these rooms are.
Yes.
So Maureen, explain our unusual, unique, very cool, space-saving
Yes. Yeah.
setup here. That's unique to Rehema House. You're probably never going to find another bed like this in the world because they were made in Kenya.
Yes. Yeah. So we have, like here we have 3 girls in a room, and because of the space it will have been, cumbersome to have so many beds here, or girls sharing a bed because of space. So we came up with this unique bed which is made of metal, and this one is a 3 by 6 bed, and because like in Kenya most of the time parents sleep with their babies, and we were not sure about our girls sleeping with their babies because they are young, and we didn't want them to kind of, they're sleeping, I don't know, how do you call it,
Well, or the baby fall off the
baby
bed,
falling off the bed, or them squeezing, because as I said earlier, some of them don't, they're afraid even to sleep on the bed,
Right.
and so they have their own bed, and then we decided to make a baby crib on top of the bed. Now this one is very close to the bed. The mother can just come when the babies are sleeping and crying at night. The mother can just come and get the baby, feed the baby, and then put the baby back without having to go far away. Unlike if we had another room for a baby which you don't have that space, or if we had another crib, we will not even also have a space to put that crib. So this kind of a bed saves on time for the mother, saves on the space, but also act as protection for both the mother and the baby.
Yes, it's like a built-in bassinet, like, co-sharing, but when a baby is sitting up and climbing, then the baby might transition in the bed with the mom because of safety, where the baby's not going to fall out of the bassinet.
Yeah, so when they grow, when you go to the other home, like when you go to the transitional home, the bed is bigger because we don't have this kind of a bed. We have the other, and it's bigger. And then by then, the mother has also been trained and transformed, and she can now be able to take care of the baby, less sleep nights, than before when they first joined. So we have 3 girls here and 3 babies here. And then we have our dining area where the girls get to eat their food from. And then we have our living room. This is where we do our morning and evening devotion, and also during the day, like when there's no activity, the girls can rest from here. Yeah, all this as well. We do our morning devotion.
And every day and every evening starts and ends with worship, and that has been since my first visit to Kenya, almost 14 years ago. And there's nothing like waking up to the sound of the girls singing. It's a time to start your day. We model that in America, where we start our day with prayer. We're not as good of singers or dancers as you guys, though. But yeah, it's a beautiful time
And it's good because I can't imagine that we just started because we were still learning from day one, and we just kept, because sometimes there are things we've changed,
Yes.
but we've never changed the morning
Yes.
and evening
Yeah.
version. It is
Really special.
Yeah.
Make sure you take a look at these high chairs because they're so fun.
Yeah. So this is where our babies, this is our feeding
Yes.
chairs for the babies. Our beautiful kitchen where we get to prepare amazing food. And actually the girls, as you said earlier, we run Rehema as a home, not as an organization. So the girls are part of the chores of the home. Like they do prepare breakfast, they do the cleaning, they prepare their babies, and then they also cook dinner from here. It's only lunchtime and tea, the 10 o'clock tea that the other staff have because they are in class. But morning and evening, they do the preparation, and also during the weekends, they're the ones who cook. Cleaning of the house is totally done by the girls, and the house is so clean,
Yes.
neat, and
Beautiful.
neatly arranged.
Yes.
Yes.
And make sure we see this menu. I'm jealous of this menu. This is not what I'm preparing at my home, but it's nutritious, and it has comfort food like ugali, which is a traditional food that everyone enjoys here. But then also there's meat and vegetables because these moms are growing babies.
Yeah, and then beside it we have our timetable, weekly timetable, so that when the girls come from the bedroom, they know that this is what we have today, like from morning to evening, the different classes that they have every single day. We have more bedrooms here for the girls, and then we have our house mothers room here because we have 2 house mothers staying with the girls and helping during the day and at night. So this is their room.
Something that is important, I think, to both of us is that we care for widows as well as orphans. Many of the teens that come here, a very large percentage are orphaned.
Yeah.
We're working really hard. The model is to prevent babies from becoming orphans because we're keeping families together, teaching young girls to become moms. We're caring for widows by providing jobs for house mothers. And our vision at Mercy House, our goal is to really serve the Bible's most vulnerable people groups, which are widows, orphans, and refugees. And so I love that we're providing a home not only for teenagers in need and crisis, their children, and then house mothers who are widows.
James 1:27,
yes,
which talks about pure religion is taking care of the poor, the orphans, and the widows. And actually, I think we're living that.
Definitely. I think you are investing in something that is gospel centered, that is true religion. And I think when days are hard and we go through seasons, this work has not been easy. That's an understatement. I feel like we should pause and take a deep breath.
Yes.
Because it's been so hard. But I think it's really hard because there's an enemy who doesn't want it to continue. And there's a God that is using his people in our weaknesses to be the hands and feet. And as we try to advance the gospel in the darkness, there's opposition. But that opposition is there because he's defined true religion as caring for the vulnerable.
Yes.
And that's why Rehema House exists.
The devil is never happy, and so we'll do anything to bring us down. And look at the widows who are the sole breadwinners at home, and them being able to work hard and then working hard taking care of these girls and the babies. But at the end of it, they get the reward, and they share that reward when they get the salary. They're also able to take care of their children by paying school fees, paying rent for their children, and buying clothing. And when they are here, they are so much at peace because their children are being taken care of. So up here we have our counseling room. Counseling is one of most important things here because the girls come from very traumatized situation, and so many things going on in their lives apart from just pregnancy. And so counseling is very important because it's going to take them to the other side of their life.